Greetings, Eric Roza here from my back deck in Boulder, Colorado. Tyler and Ben representing from Spark Grills here. We've got a great workout for you this morning. We're going to do a workout that I'm calling Up, Up, Up. We're going to do a movement called a Lift Up. We're going to do a movement called a Step Up. And then we're going to do a movement called a Sit, Kick, Stand Up. So to warm up, we're going to go through these movements, break them down, get the blood flowing, get a little warm, learn the technique, and then we're going to jump into it and I'll explain how it's going to work. So let me first show you the three movements. Two props that I'd like you to have. One, and hopefully you have with you, but if not, you can do without at least one of them. One is some object that has some weight to it, doesn't have to be too heavy. I've got a backpack with a bunch of books in it. Secondly, I've got a chair. These guys have a bench that they can step up onto. So first of all, the lift up, the way that works is I'm going to take the bag off the ground, squat it down, and press it up. That's a lift up. The step up looks like this. And then the sit, kick, stand up, we've got two variants. One looks like this. We simply sit down, our back is straight, not against this chair. We kick our legs straight up like that, and then we stand up. Try to do that without using your hands. Sit, kick, stand. The kind of more challenging variant is we actually come all the way to the ground. We do a sit up. We then kick our legs up, and we go all the way to standing. So down, sit, kick, stand. So those are the three movements. So why don't you now get ready to kind of learn these movements and get warm with me. Ben, we'll get into that one in a sec. Come on up. Come on up. Okay. So the lift up starts, we're going to break the lift up down into three pieces. The first piece, I'm going to do this sideways for you, is a good morning. We're going to spread our legs so they're about shoulder distance apart. We're going to have a slight bend in our knees, kind of soft knees, and we're just going to lean over without bending down. So I'm going to have a nice straight back, right back up. So what you should be doing is at the bottom feeling a hamstring pull as well as a little bit of tension in your lower back. We're going to loosen those two up. We're going to do 10 of these. So you're kind of reaching towards the ground without actually bending over. Never lose that nice straight back. Do a few more. 1, 2, 3. So that's part one, is the reach down. The next part is a squat, which many of you will be familiar with. We're going to bring our arms up, have our feet about shoulder width, slightly splayed out, and we're going to come down, try to get our butt below our knees and straight back up. What I want you to focus on is keeping the weight in your heels. Do not let your heels come up. So if you have to stop here, that's fine. And try to keep your back nice and straight. Do not surrender your back. Do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. The last part of the lift up is pretty easy on its own. Let me get back so you can see me. It's simply a what's known as a push press, slight bend in your knee, and just push your arms up. And rather than just letting them flop up, act like you've got some weight on there, because you will in a minute. So just do this, kind of loosening these shoulders up. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you as you're going up. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to put it all together. So we're going to reach over like this. We're going to come up, go into a squat, and then we're going to press up. So now do 3 of those with me. We're going to reach over, come up into a squat, push up. 2 more. Reach over, into a squat, push up, reach over, into a squat, press up. Excellent. That's movement 1. Movement 2, the step up, pretty straightforward. Start with the left leg up, left leg down, right leg up, right leg down, left leg up, left leg down, right leg up, right leg down. Let's do 5 more on each side. 2, 1 for me. Okay, so those are our 3 movements. So now we're going to add a little bit to them, and then we'll get into the workout. So now for the lift up, I'm going to take my bag, and in the workout, you may want to do these with a lighter object or with no object at all. I could take as an example, I could take my water bottle as a target, and I could even do it with nothing at all like we just did. I'm going to be doing these with my book bag. So I'm going to reach down, I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to squat down, and I'm going to press it overhead. So again, reach down, squat down, press overhead, reach down, squat down, press overhead. How's that bag, Ben? Reach down, squat down, press overhead. Ben, try doing the bag this way. Try to do it lengthwise. How's that feel? Oh, it's too, yeah, some of them maybe. You know what, you can also, by the way, I played around with it. You can even do this with a chair. If you have a chair for your step-ups, you can actually do it with a chair as well. It's a little awkward, but you can actually use your chair, push that overhead as well. So a lot of options there. Okay, that's the lift up. And take a weight that's going to be not too hard to do a lot of times. You'll probably be doing this I'd say between 35 and 50 times during the workout at hopefully at a good pace. Okay, next, the step up. Step up's going to look just the same, but if you want to, is an option. You can add weight by putting your object on your shoulder. And so the key thing I want you to remember is to alternate shoulders each round that we go through it. So we'll do a few of these. I want you to be moving at a good pace, so if this slows you down too much, just do it without a bag. The final one is no bag, and we're going to do the sit, kick, stand up, and we'll practice it both ways. So sit, kick straight up, stand up, sit, kick straight up, stand up, sit, kick straight up, stand up. And then for those that want the greater challenge of the floor one, you can come down to the floor. You can ease your way down to the floor. You're going to do one sit-up. Your feet are touching each other. Your knees are splayed out. Touch the ground in the back with your hands. Touch your feet. That's the first part. The second part, you're going to come back again, and this time your feet are going to go straight up in the air with your knees straight. And your back's coming off the ground. We're trying to get momentum here. This is also called a candle. And then we're going to come all the way over and straight up. So it's going to be easy for some, challenging for others. Definitely don't feel like you have to do this. Let's do a couple more of those just to get the feel for it. Sit up, kick up, stand up, sit up, kick up, stand up. Excellent. So that is our workout. What we're going to do now is put these together. We'll do 3 of each of the first movement. We'll do a couple on each side of the second, and then we'll do 3 of the last movement. And we'll kind of get a feeling for what that transition feels like. Okay? So let's start with the lift up. Do 3 of these. And again, assume that each of these movements you're going to do probably somewhere between 30 and 50 during the workout. So this is also a chance to figure out, do I want to use this book bag? Do I want an extra couple bucks in it? Do I want to take a few out? Is there something lighter I should use? And you can switch mid-workout if it's getting to be too much. All right, so 3 of these lift ups, and we'll go at a good pace here. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3. Right to the step ups. I'm switching shoulders. And switch legs every time. And we'll just do 2 rounds of these. 2. You can stabilize with your other arm as well. And then we'll go to the sit, kick, stand ups for the last one. You got Tyler do his from the ground. I'll do mine from the chair. Sit, kick, stand. Sit, kick, stand. Sit, kick, stand. So that's the flow. 40 seconds of work and then 20 seconds of rest. For the lift up, then we're going to do 40 seconds of step ups, 20 seconds of rest, then 40 seconds of sit, kick, stand, 20 seconds of rest. And we're going to go around 5 times and do that. So it'll be a total of 15 minutes. The key thing that I want you to focus on is I want you to rest during the rest time, and I want you to be working during the work time. And what that means is if your heart rate starts to jack up too high and you feel like you need to rest during the work time, you need to slow down a little bit. You can maybe take a round off or something and then get back at it. I'd much rather have you moving at a nice steady pace than cranking through at the beginning and flaming out early. So that's the goal here. But then really rest during the 20 seconds of rest. Okay, we'll get started in a few seconds here. Just grab a drink of water if you've got one. And we will get to work. And I'll be calling out the movements, and you'll be able to see us moving as well. You will also hear our timer going. The key on the timer is there is a beep halfway through each interval. So you'll hear a beep halfway through the work and halfway through the rest. You will know it's time to exercise when she says exercise and when we start exercising. All right, we are kicking off in 10 seconds. Ben, Tyler, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. Here we go.
Starting your Tabata workout. Get ready.
3, 2, 1. Go with the lift ups. That's halfway through the first round. And there are going to be 45 of these. So we just want to make sure, 15 of these. So we want to make sure we're moving in at a good pace. Okay, stop. Okay, 20 seconds to go to the next station. I'm going to be doing these with my bag on my shoulder. Another thing that I didn't mention is if you need help with the balance, that's halfway through the rest, then you're welcome to hold on to the side of the chair if you need to. It's absolutely fine.
Exercise.
Halfway through.
Rest.
We got a third and final movement in round 1 coming, and again we're going to go around 5 times. Check in with your breath rate. We start in about 5 seconds here. Sit, kick, stand ups using the chair or the floor.
Exercise.
Hey, this is going to be the hardest part. What do you think, Tyler?
This?
Yeah.
I think the squatting thrusters.
Oh, yeah. Your back's probably heavier than mine.
Rest.
Those are fairly burpee-ish. Like,
Yeah, they're kind of reverse burpees in a way. Check it with your breath rate. If you're not breathing at least a little hard, push it a little faster. If you feel like you're about to redline, slow it down a little bit.
Exercise.
Focusing on good form too as you're doing these.
Rest.
Yeah, that's a good arm.
How you feeling, Ben?
Good. Nice breeze in the sun.
Halfway.
What? The halfway beat. Oh.
I know it always gets me on those rests.
Exercise. Rest.
Okay, sit kickstand coming up. That is your halfway rest beat. Ready, set, go.
Exercise.
If anyone on the floor wants an extra challenge, try to come up without your without your hands. Try another one of those. You really have to fling yourself forward.
Rest.
Tyler, you try one of those without your hands?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah. If you pull your heels in, it helps.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get his belly out of the way.
Okay, round 3 coming up. Okay, this is a good one to push it a little harder if you're not breathing heavy yet.
Exercise. Rest.
It's helpful to remember the form. Like, I've been like using my throwing my hips for the clean part.
Three, two, one, go.
Exercise. Rest.
Okay, we're more than halfway there. Okay, see if I can get those hands-free stand-ups on this one. It's tough for me. 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
Oh, I see what you mean. Fair. 2 more rounds. If you're feeling good, tuck in here for 2 more rounds. Going in. 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
Nice.
Rest.
Nice, Ben. I like to hear.
The books are gonna work out.
3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise. Rest.
All right, almost done our 4th round here. I am committed to getting all these without my hands this time, no matter how ugly it looks. 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
If you're doing these sit kick stands, try to do one completely hands not touching the ground on the way up. Okay. See how that goes. Not particularly well for some of us. All right, heading into our final round. Hang tight. We want to work the whole work period. Maybe pick up the pace a little bit if you feel like it, or slow it down if you need to make sure that you're working through the entire work period. 2, 1, go.
Exercise. Rest.
2, 1, go. Last round of step ups. Move quick. Keep moving.
Rest.
All right, done with the step ups. This is our last exercise. Final sit, kick, stand. Finish strong here. Sun is awesome. Nice breeze here too, blowing the bamboo. 3, 2, 1, go.
Exercise.
I'm opting for pretty over hands free on this one apparently. Last one.
Rest.
Nice work, everybody. We'll do a little cool down, stretch, balancey thing for everyone who's game. Hang in there. Make sure my camera stays on. Okay. So, just walk around a little bit. Circles, let your breath rate come down just a little bit.
Done.
And we're just
Great
gonna
workout. You
we're gonna
spent
do
15 minutes, 10 seconds exercising.
we're gonna do a little bit of work. We're gonna try to bring our heart rate down now with a little bit of recovery, where we're gonna be both kind of mobilizing and stretching and doing some balancing. Ben, I want to see your balancing ballerina form here. Okay. All right. So on one leg, it helps to look down, pick a fixed point on the ground for this one. I'll try to look at the camera, which will probably make me fall, but that's okay. So I want you just to grab your knee with an interlocking fingers and just hold it up. And again, if you pick a fixed point on the ground and you also squeeze your quad up so your knee's completely straight, it helps. Now, after you kind of got that locked in, see if you can bring the knee up a bit higher. Excellent. Now, bring your arm out to counterbalance and see if you can bring your knee out to the side while still balancing. Very nice. Now we're going to let our hands slide back if you can and grab your ankle. Just use your hand as a counterbalance. And the first thing I want you to do when you're back here is to put, Ben, you can put your hand on a chair if you want to also on this one. First thing I want you to do here is get a little arch in your back. So you're doing just a little bit of a pull. We're not going down at all yet. Doing a little bit of an arch. And now I want you, again, don't go down, but I want you to try to kick up a little bit with your leg. So create a little bit of space, get a little more advanced, and you're welcome to hold onto a chair for some balance. And then the last movement is we're going to come forward a little bit. Should feel a nice release in that back. Okay, now stay on the one foot. We're going to try to bring the leg straight back with the arm straight back. And hold there a little bit with the leg straight. And then bring the leg forward as if that wasn't enough. We're going to cross it over on the knee. We're going to try to sit back. Again, finding a fixed point on the ground to sit into. And just try to open a few things up down here. Then we're going to straighten our leg and try to bring our hands towards the ground a little bit. And then the final move is we're going to release that leg, bring it forward. A bit of a lunge with your knees straight, not on the ground. Put your arms straight up in the air. Look up at the sky or up at the ceiling. The sky actually is a little disorienting. It's hard for me to keep my balance like this. Okay, and now bring your knee down to the ground. One hand on the ground, one hand up in the air, and turn and look at the hand that is outstretched. And now we're going to go the other way. So the hand that's up is going to come down. It's a little more challenging. We're going to look the other way. Try to open up here. Squeeze your abs a little bit. Okay, that's one side. We'll do the other side, and then we are all done for the day. Okay. It's about balance, but it's also just about kind of determination sometimes that you're going to stick with it. Okay. Lower your breath rate again. Bring your left knee up. You don't have to bring it particularly high. Just intertwine your fingers around it. What I like to do also is I pull with my knee a little bit, so I'm getting a nice stretch across the shoulders as well. Okay, once we got that, we'll pull the knee up a little bit. Try to have a nice straight back, what they call in yoga a proud chest, sticking out a little bit. And then we will bring the knee out to the side, the right arm coming as a counterbalance. Very nice. Just get right back into it if you come out of it, no worries at all. Now we're going to slide back and grab the ankle. Have the hand out in front. And the first thing we're going to do is just point upward and try to get a slight arch in the back. So we're not moving the arm, we're not moving the leg at all yet. We're also not leaning forward for sure yet. Next move is we're going to try to kick that leg up a little bit more. And if you find yourself balanced or going to the side to balance, don't let yourself do that. Try to come back to straight and find a point on the ground. Now, if your leg is a little bit apart, now we're going to go a little bit forward here to whatever kind of your end range of motion is, and we're just going to hold it and just kind of enjoy that stretch on our back. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to release the leg. Stay if you can, determined on one leg. Leg is straight. Both legs are straight. You're perpendicular and you're pulling out in front of you. 3, 2, 1. And now still staying on the one leg. Your foot forward. Cross the leg in the front. Come back down into a chair, into your heel. Your prayer position the way that Tyler's doing. Down here, 3, 2, 1. Nice bend, 3, 2, 1. Now straighten your leg again and just try to lean forward. If you're more flexible than me, you may be able to touch the ground. I certainly cannot. And now we're done with the balancing part, or the standing balancing part. Now we're going to do the lunge. Nice lunge step forward. You notice when I'm lunging, my feet are not in direct alignment. I'm a little bit to the left to get some more stability. Come down. Your leg is straight. Go sideways here. No bend in the knee. Like this. Look up at the sky. Again, I have a hard time balancing when I look at the sky for some reason. Get a nice arch in your back again. Then we're going to come down. Knee hits the ground gently. Hand right next to the foot. Your right hand's right next to your left foot. And bring your left arm up in the air. Don't torque your neck, but do turn your torso to look at your left fingers. And then our last move, we come back down. Left hand next to left foot. Right arm coming up in the air. Up, 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 up. Much harder to get the range of motion on this one. Look up. All right. We are done for today. Hope that gave you a nice little oasis from your social isolation. And got the blood flowing. Feel good about yourself. Avoid a little bit of that sugar when it calls to you as you're walking through the kitchen 100 times today. Bring your kids along for the ride next time. Everything we're doing is definitely friendly to people of all ages, and we'll have all different kinds of variations. Pass this along to friends if you liked it, and leave me any comments, things you'd like to see improved, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.